Memory lane game.
Memory lane.
Memory lane games.
Memory lane game.
Memory lane games.
Memory lane.
Memory Lane Games is an app designed to connect those who are living with dementia with their loved ones. We understand various challenges when a loved one is diagnosed with dementia and are here to provide support and resources. By engaging with our app, you'll unlock cherished memories, evoking a sense of joy and familiarity. Memory Lane Games is a gateway to starting wonderful conversations. Our activities serve as conversation starters, encouraging meaningful interactions with your loved ones. The app has thousands of different game topics, extensive additional resources, and access to care support services.
And we started going around to a few different individual people and trying it with them. I was like amazed.
But to actually help to reconnect with the family, to enjoy family photos, simple trivia, and start conversation.
I'm hearing them talk more than ever before, which is wonderful.
This is potentially a game changer.
For seniors and their families facing dementia, a new app promises to help. With us to describe how it works, Bruce Elliott, the CEO of Memory Lane Games, and Lisa Minette, Senior Director of Enrichment at Benavia. Welcome, you guys. I'm so glad that you are here. Bruce, start us off and tell us how the app works.
Well, we a few years ago, we were in a pub talking about our own mums, and we came up with an idea to turn photos into games, and that really found out we're turning memories into games. So we created an app with 3,000 games on various topics like hobbies and interests and familiar places, and people just play them and enjoy and talk. It's not about brain training, it gets people talking, and that's what we're seeing at wonderful facilities like Benavia, who are using our app every day.
So you're using it now with some of the residents?
Yep, we have our members. We're an adult day program, so we're 8 to 5 Monday through Friday, and our members come if they're struggling. We pair them up with a volunteer who will sit with them and play the game to make sure that they are calming down, taking care of things, just really a relaxation kind of tool. I had a situation one day when a member was really struggling. At the end of the day, transportation wasn't there. I actually sat with him and played this game right here, and he was able to finish the lyrics, and it just really helped him to understand
this is great.
and just calm him for the end of the day.
This is great. Okay, so we're actually seeing how this works in real time. Bruce's iPad is connected here to our monitor. Finish the Chubby Checker lyric. Come on, baby, let's do the
And if you
twist.
but if you get shout, it just gently disappears. And we're told by groups that that's errorless learning, frustration-free, so it doesn't get anybody upset. And that's what's the beauty of this. It continues to talk. And the reason that you stop here and we don't jump to the next question is people are still talking about the photos. They'll talk about when they saw the band or the restaurant they went to or something like that. And that's the beauty of it. We've got 3,000 games.
Wait
that
a
people.
second. Will you go to, so what should we do? Ice cream or puppies? Pick
Puppies.
it. Lisa says puppies. All right, let's go to
Everyone.
puppies. Let's take a walk down memory lane. What type of spotty puppy is this? Well, that's a Dalmatian.
There we go.
Look how cute. And then this sparks a conversation about, I had
Absolutely.
a Dalmatian. Did you have a dog? What's your dog's name?
Yeah.
Calming, distracting, engaging. It's so simple, but this is something we designed for our mums. And now it's, the games were played in 100 countries last month. And in March, we were at the Mayo Clinic and ASU MedTech Accelerator, and somehow our little group won that.
Congrats.
So, and now we're looking at setting up operations in Arizona, in Phoenix. It's really exciting. We've had such a warm welcome here from Benavia and others. It's incredible.
Yeah, and it's really neat because we can play it with a group of members or we can play it individually. So it can be a trivia game that they can answer, or we can have it to be something that's quiet for just one person that's struggling.
I've just been sucked into this. I'm like, wait a second. I want to play at the Elvis. Wait, what was the name of this famous rock and roll venue in Phoenix? I should know that. celebrity?
Exactly. So we have games on every city in America. So no matter where your dad or grandpa grew up, we have a game on that place. The same in the UK, Canada, India, Philippines, Germany,
Well,
Australia.
speaking of your grandpa, I was just thinking as you were showing us in real time how to use this app about, my dad lives, near us. We see him all the time. So my kids are very familiar with interacting with him. However, some people don't see their grandkids much, and I feel like it's hard to talk to somebody from another generation.
Absolutely. So at Benavia, we actually have an intergenerational program.
When a loved one is suffering from dementia, it can be extremely difficult on family members.
But new technology is on the horizon to try and help spark some memories. Fox 10's Lauren Clark joins us live to share how it works. Lauren.
Hey there, John and Christina. This technology is really incredible. It's called Memory Lanes, and it's an app that has lots of different games on it. It might seem simple at first, but it was actually chosen for a MedTech Accelerator program with ASU and the Mayo Clinic here, one of 9 companies in the world for its ability to transform the healthcare industry. And for some locals who are using it, they say it's a great way to help them relax, spark memories, and make conversation.
You got it. You got it.
At Mary's Place in Sun City,
Let her have it. Toss it real hard.
building connections with dementia members is what director Shelley Buckmeyer does each day.
How you doing, Dave? Steve, how are you doing over here? How you doing, Linda?
And now,
I was a little skeptical of it.
new technology is helping her do it even better.
Once we actually got it, downloaded on our phones and our iPads, and we started going around to a few different individual people and trying it with them, I was amazed.
Probably was Frank Sinatra.
The program Memory Lane
There's over 1,000 categories that you can pick. Things like Tony Bennett, Elvis Presley lyrics,
is downloaded as an app on an iPad to help people with memory loss.
gardening, black and white classics, Dick Van Dyke Show. So you can kind of pick what somebody's been interested before in their past, and you can open up that category and it'll ask you some questions.
Like Chuck,
Finish the lyric, Elvis's lyric, you ain't nothing but a
hound dog.
who loves Elvis.
Graceland.
That's amazing how some of our members that have that in their background, they can answer the questions.
It was right, you did.
It might seem like a simple game,
Probably somebody, huh?
but Shelley says it's so much more.
And it's a great opportunity for us to engage in conversation with them. It brings up memories for them, especially since there's pictures attached to the application.
Have you ever worn a pair of shoes like that?
So it's just really exciting.
And she's already noticed a change.
I'm hearing them talk more than ever before, which is wonderful.
Really fascinating stuff, John and Christina. So this company has actually done some trials in the UK, and it found that a lot of people found themselves more relaxed and happier and able to make conversation while using this. But it also found that with those with moderate dementia, 17% of cases showed a decline in severity of the dementia over that 6-month.
Hi, I'm Kate and I'm a speech therapist. I use memory lane games all the time for my patients' cognitive and communication goals. I've also used it during co-treatment with physical and occupational therapy to target their goals. Things like sitting tolerance, adequate postural support, even just participation during passive stretching. I find memory lane games easy to pair with other linguistic and physical activities to promote the quantity and quality of patient participation.
Bruce Elliott is the co-founder and CEO of Memory Lane Games, and he joins us now. Bruce, good to have you here. Thanks for joining us.
I'm thrilled to be back here in Phoenix, and
Memory Lane app for those with dementia. So and are these games? How does this work?
Yes, we started out making games for our own mums, and we wanted something really simple and engaging. So we did multiple choice quiz style games, but they're friendly for people with dementia. And this simple idea took off all around the world. We've had 100,000 downloads and games played in 100 countries. With games on a hobby or a city or a town or a sport or whatever you're interested in, we give the people with dementia something they want to talk about. And that's what's unique is we get people talking. It's that socialization.
So stimulate conversation, trigger positive memories, these sorts of things.
Exactly. We have reports of people who haven't talked for months playing our games and find something they want to talk about.
How would that work? Like for someone who hasn't, maybe they see a car, or maybe they see what?
Exactly. So we have games on classic cars, and so what's the name of this car? And it's things that are familiar and interesting.
Yes.
And if you were really into that, or in Wimbledon tennis, or cats and dogs, or woodworking tools, we've got great games on all of those, and it's to catch that magic of what's inside someone that they want to talk about it. And
And when you say games, though, I mean, when I think of games, I think of competition. There's no competition here, is there?
No, we're all about socialization, not scoring. So when you play our games, you're touching, if you get an incorrect answer, it just gently disappears. And our friends and partners at the Mayo Clinic describe that as errorless learning. So we don't upset anyone, it just gently disappears.
I was going to ask you about that because there might be times where people see something and they can't quite get it. And you don't want it to be frustrating and you don't want it to be a negative experience.
Frustration-free is what we do.
Yeah.
And that simple idea was designed for our own mums, and they loved the games at the beginning, and we just built more, and now it's taken off around the world.
Talk about the calming influence something like this can have.
So many of us know, dealing with dementia, that there can be agitated behavior. There can be, especially around sundowning or as someone wants to start wandering. So people use our caregivers at Benavia or Emmanuel here in Phoenix, are using our app to calm people by finding something they want to talk about. Again, distraction. So, can you help me with this game? And they start to see a game on Elvis. And one fellow we know was playing this game, and he said, Roy Orbison's a way better singer than Elvis. And he hadn't spoken for months.
Yeah.
And amazing behavior.
And I was going to mention distraction because that is a part of it, and that's something you don't necessarily think about because sometimes you think, geez, with dementia, everyone's distracted to a certain degree, maybe too much, but you're saying this kind of distracts in a good way.
In a really positive way, because it's something familiar and something confident that it's so easy to play that if it's on classic cars, if you know your dad was a big classic car fan, he'll help you find that right answer. And then you just play through it and you play it again, and that's what sparks the positive memories and starts the conversations.
I would imagine humor plays a big part in this.
It does. You know, when somebody gets an incorrect answer, they often laugh. Or we have games on dogs with jobs. And everyone laughs at that game. That's one of our most popular.
Have you done research, scientific research, the kind of stuff where you can see what's going on in the brain when the game is being played?
So what we've done is we've done in the UK clinical trials that showed that 92% of the caregivers found they were more relaxed and 67% were happier playing our games with someone with dementia. But we know that the app triggers positive memory, and that's a visual stimulus, a cognitive stimulus, an emotional stimulus, and all of those with fine motor skills, and that's what brings it all together to trigger a memory and a conversation.
And is it the kind of thing where you have to kind of keep at it every day? Can you do it sporadically? How does that work?
So we had 3 times a week for 15 or 20 minutes with your dad, and that showed positive results in our UK clinical trials, and our partners at ASU are looking to replicate that trial here in the US with the FDA. So we're really excited about that.
And you've mentioned the response so far, but give me a better indication of what kind of response you've had for this.
So again, over half of the caregivers reported the person with dementia was communicating more.
Yes.
And the caregivers were feeling they were so happy, they were relaxed, they found the app worthwhile. And that's just music to our ears.
And again, what's the usual time? How long does it usually take to play one of these games?
So just a couple minutes to play a game, but people play on average 10 minutes a session.
There you go.
And we get gameplay up to an hour or two.
Wow.
But we also get intergenerational play, playing grandmothers and kids. And we're seeing wonderful support here in Arizona from the Arizona Hispanic Chamber of Commerce. We're building games for underserved populations because we can do exactly the same thing, but on themes that will impact a person with dementia who's familiar with other places around the world and themes as well. And so the Chamber has built 25 games for us.
Different folks and different experiences.
Exactly.
Bruce Elliott, Memory Lane Games, congratulations on this and continued success.
Thank you so much.
Then I saw her face, now I'm a believer.
Using simple games to connect with loved ones. This is the app helping reconnect families of those with dementia, created by friends Bruce and Peter during a quiet night down the local.
A few years ago, we were sitting in our local pub talking about our mums. Peter's mum's 91, my mum's 88 back in Canada.
My mum's got dementia, so what I was looking for with Bruce is how to build a simple-to-use app that Bruce and I can use and my mum can use to allow me to reconnect with her, turning memories into games.
And those games consist of various quiz questions, sparking memories from years gone by.
This is all my era, it's not yours, you weren't born then.
We've created some simple, fun, quiz-style games that are designed to trigger positive memories and spark wonderful conversations for people with dementia and their carers. Recently, we had some of our team in a memory cafe in the UK, and they started playing our app, passing it around, and one fellow started playing, and all of a sudden he stopped and said, do you know, Elvis is not nearly as good as Roy Orbison. And then he starts singing a Roy Orbison song. And afterwards, the carer of this person with dementia comes up to our team and says, that was amazing. This person is normally nonverbal.
In our needs assessment, it showed that dementia and frailty is growing at a rate of 7% per year on the island. And we wanted to use the local data and start thinking about what that meant for our islanders. So we feel very immensely proud on the Isle of Man that we're doing something that's global, it's local research with global impact, and it's groundbreaking.
What is it about this game that makes it so accessible for people with dementia?
We think it's simplicity and frustration-free games. So because we have gaming experience, we looked at our mums and they love them, but they love them because they were easy.
Well, what we found is, sadly, short-term memory tends to go, but the long-term memory is there. And you could be looking at a game from, say, Liverpool in the 1940s or London in the 1950s, and you see pictures of advertising or shops, and people have said, oh, I remember that shop. And you have a 5-minute conversation about a corner shop in Nottingham, and it's like, that's fantastic.
One small idea making a global impact. Joshua Stokes, ITV News in the Isle of Man.